हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, क्रैक ग्रेड बी के ऑनलाइन लर्निंग प्लेटफॉर्म पे आपका स्वागत है। आज हमारे साथ हैं मिस पल्लवी जैन, जिन्होंने आरबीआई ग्रेड बी 2021 एग्जाम क्लियर किया है। तो सबसे पहले कॉन्ग्रेचुलेसन मिस पल्लवी जैन, आपने जो ये ग्रेट
Thank you, sir.
अचीवमेंट प्राप्त किया है। तो हमारे जो क्रैक ग्रेड बी के व्यूअर्स हैं वो जानना चाहेंगे कि आपने कैसे प्रिपेयर किया था। तो मैं जितने भी हमारे व्यूअर्स हैं जो इस वीडियो को देख रहे हैं उनको बताना चाहूंगा कि उन्होंने फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में ही आरबीआई ग्रेड बी 2021 एग्जाम क्लियर किया है। कोई एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, ग्रेजुएट इन इकोनॉमिक्स हैं। तो जो बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं रहते हैं जिनके मन में डर रहता है कि फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में कैसे क्लियर करें, या एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है तो आरबीआई रिजेक्ट कर देता है इंटरव्यू में। तो ये सब जिसके भी मन में डाउट रहेगा रहता है तो वो आज क्लियर हो जाएगा। तो सबसे पहले हम इंट्रोडक्शन से लेके स्टेप बाय स्टेप फेज 1 का प्रिपरेशन उन्होंने कैसे किया था, फेज 2 का प्रिपरेशन कैसे किया था, इंटरव्यू के लिए क्या स्पेशल प्रिपरेशन किया था, तो ये सब जानेंगे। तो सबसे पहले मैं आपका इंट्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं जानना चाहूंगा कि आपने जैसे हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म को ज्वाइन किया था तो हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म के बारे में आपको कैसे पता चला था, और क्या स्पेशल
All
डिफरेंट
right.
जो, क्योंकि
So,
मार्केट में बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म है, तो क्या स्पेशल था कि आपने हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म को ही चुना।
all right. तो मैंने भी इसी तरीके से एक YouTube वीडियो देखी थी, वो दीक्षा गटवाल दी की थी, एंड शी वाज आल्सो अ ग्रेजुएट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स। तो मैंने वो वीडियो देखी, एंड जिस तरीके से उन्होंने बताया दैट द मैटर दैट यू प्रोवाइड इज वेरी कंसाइज, इज वेरी रेलेवेंट एंड टू द पॉइंट। मतलब फालतू की डिटेल्स नहीं है उसमें, एग्जाम स्पेसिफिक है, तो दैट थिंग अट्रैक्टेड मी बिकॉज आरबीआई के एग्जाम में द सिलेबस इज वास्ट, एंड इफ यू स्टार्ट स्टडिंग योरसेल्फ यू डोंट रियली नो कि कहाँ पे रुकना है पढ़ते वक्त। तो वो मुझे ऐसा ही प्लेटफॉर्म चाहिए था, ऐसा ही मटेरियल चाहिए था जहाँ पे सब कुछ कंसाइज हो, ताकि एक बार सिलेबस कंप्लीट होने के बाद आई कैन ऐड टू माय नॉलेज माई सेल्फ, वो बिल्ड कर सकते हैं। दैट इज हाउ आई गॉट टू नो about the platform through a YouTube video. Then I contacted you and clarified my doubts, and then I bought the course. And it was, I think, very instrumental in achieving this success. The material provided by you and the guidance and the mentorship at each and every stage, right till the interview.
थैंक यू
Yes, sir.
पल्लवी। एंड सबसे पहले आप अपना इंट्रोडक्शन से स्टार्ट कर दीजिए, स्टूडेंट्स जो देख रहे हैं उनकी, आपने आपका प्रीवियस बैकग्राउंड क्या रहा है, आपने कोई और भी एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन किया था, जैसे यूपीएससी बैकग्राउंड नहीं है आपका, तो ये सब डिटेल में। तो आप अपना इंट्रोडक्शन से स्टार्ट कर।
Uh, I did my class 12th and 11th from commerce. Thereafter, I did my graduation in economics from Shriram College of Commerce. Uh, After that, I spent some time traveling, trekking, doing meditation courses, volunteering. And then lockdown came, I came back home. And then I decided that I should start looking at certain exams. I wrote every exam. RBI was at the back of my mind that this is the exam that I want to crack, but I was writing other exams as well, banking exams, Air Force exams, also the Indian Army exams. I wrote banking exams as a preparation to the RBI exam because I knew that the phase 1 of the RBI is the process where maximum students get eliminated. So I wanted to prepare for that. And the other exams like SBI and IBPS served as a tool for me to prepare for RBI exam. So quant reasoning English, I prepared through mocks, uh, Adda and Olive Board, and I went to exam centers to just see how the exam interface is. That is how I prepared the quant reasoning and English. The majority of my time for phase 1 was spent in GA because GA is very vast. And this time I saw that earlier we used to do affairs cloud and GK today. That is what I knew from previous toppers interview. But this time, just that was not sufficient. So you had to combine phase 2 preparation because phase 2 things were also asked in phase 1. So if a student wants to prepare for the next exam, they have to prepare both the phase 1 and phase 2 together. You cannot leave phase 2 for after the time of phase 1. So the material that was I had done phase 2 before the phase 1 exam through your material, and that is what helped me in my phase 1 examination. I scored around 43 out of 80 in the GA section. This time GA section was really difficult. So phase 2 preparation through your material, ESI, finance and management, that helped me in the phase 1 exam, and also the government schemes. There were few questions from the government schemes also. And one of the distinctive factor of RBI exam is that government schemes are very in-depth. They ask you about certain numbers, certain facts, and I saw that the material that you provided was in-depth. I had to look nowhere else for government schemes or current affairs. That was sufficient. And after the phase 1, when I prepared for phase 2, this time the pattern was changed. There was descriptive also along with the MCQs that were being asked. So for that, I looked at the syllabus, and for each topic, I tried to have some points. So I made online notes on OneNote, and I wrote 3-4 points on each topic. And also there was descriptive material provided by you. I looked into that also. And so I thought that if I have 3 to 4 points on each topic, then I would frame my answer in the standard format of introduction, then the body, and the conclusion. So that helped. And if you look at the questions that were being asked in the descriptive, they were very syllabus oriented. For example, what are the 3 pillars of Basel norms? What is corporate governance? How is the face of globalization changing? There was one question related to poverty. These are very syllabus specific, not out of the blue. So if you prepare well for the phase 2 exam along with phase 1, that descriptive is not a problem. It is not very detailed or like the UPSC exam. It is pretty doable. And some people tell that you have to read newspapers, but I think if you just complete your syllabus and you have sufficient points, and if you read the material that is provided by grade B, that is sufficient. For the interview phase, newspapers are important, but phase 2 can be done without the newspapers.
Okay, Pallavi, this I will interrupt you. And this time, phase 1, as you have seen, that paper was a little bit difficult side.
Yes,
as
sir.
questions were a little bit tricky, and specifically in quant and reasoning. So many of
Yes,
students
sir.
were failed in quant, were not able to clear the sectional cutoff. And I was looking at your score. You have done very well in phase 1 as well. Like you
Yes,
scored
sir.
111.75 marks, while cutoff was 68, approximate double.
66.75. Yes,
Yeah, you have
66.75.
scored 43 marks in GA, reasoning 22.75, English language 23.5, and quantitative aptitude 22.5. That is excellent score as if we talk about this year, because paper was completely different from the previous year. So
Yes,
most
sir.
of the student will want to know that how did you prepare, specifically general awareness, how many months you followed, and what were the
All
sources
right.
for reasoning, quant, what did you do?
All right.
Something extra, what things you followed. So everyone want to know, because you have excellent score in phase 1 as well.
Yes, sir. So for GA, I would start with GA. I did Affairs Cloud of 4 months, but looking at the paper, if I have to suggest the next year fellow aspirants, I would say that you should follow GA of Affairs Cloud for 4 months. And GK today, there are questions at the back, around 240 to 50 questions every month. So if you follow Affairs Cloud and GK today's questions, that is sufficient, I guess. Along with the phase 2 material that is being provided for ESI and FM, finance management. That is how you can score very good marks in GA, because I said I prepared for phase 2 before the phase 1. So that helped me in the GA section, because these were not just questions which are asked in banking. Apart from them, there were very in-depth questions from RBI specific, and which generally we prepare for phase 2. So Affairs Cloud, GK Today questions, and finance and management material that is provided by Craig Bradley, that would help you in the GA section for phase 1. For English, as I said, that I also wrote a lot of banking exam for practice. So English was done through that. And if I had any problem in a topic, I wrote mock tests. And if there was a problem, I would look at the YouTube video of that topic. But English was not a major problem in phase one for me. Quant and reasoning again, what I did was that initially I attempted few mocks and I saw that I knew how to solve the questions, but what is required in banking exams is speed. Uh, so that is different. Solving questions is different, and solving them in little time is different. So for certain topics, I watched YouTube videos, and thereafter on the internet, I would just type, let's say, time and work practice questions or time and work quiz, and I would practice through that. And few friends of mine also had various mock test series. I had one. So we used to share mock tests in between us. So content reasoning I did through that. And actually I enjoy solving content reasoning. So I think I had a bias. I enjoyed while I was preparing for content reasoning. I just enjoy doing that. So I would overdo it with just to avoid studying something else. I would just overdo content reasoning, which later I realized I should not have done. But that is how I did. If there is any topic that you find difficult, just search on the YouTube. Everything is available on YouTube these days, and enough practice material is available for free. And once you have a general understanding of all the topics, then you should do mocks of Adda, Olive Smart Kira, and any exam you can attempt, be it SBI PO, IBPS PO, because the pattern is the same for RBI and SBI. But you should try and solve good quality questions, because this time they really gave some conceptual questions, both in reasoning and quant. So that is how I did. Nothing special, but generally like YouTube and solving questions.
So next step is phase 2 part, that ESI FM in English. So what sources you followed for ESI? And one measure of the students used to ask that one should follow PIB on daily basis. For schemes, they should follow the ministry website. So did you follow PIB on daily basis, or did you follow ministry website for the government schemes?
Sir, actually, when we are preparing for exams, what we want to do is we want to miss nothing. We want to prepare from every source. And it is very difficult to stick to one source because for the fear of missing out. But after writing the exam, I can really say that everybody says this, it is very cliche, but you should follow one source. I initially tried to look at PIB and I found that I will do it for one day, I will do it for 2 days. I cannot do it daily. It was difficult for me to follow it. I found it a little boring, like to see the news, which news to read and which not to read. So I did it for a few days and then I said, I can't do this. Ministries, I totally relied on the material that was provided by you, because when I saw the last year questions, I realized that they are very in depth and you just can't, just by reading what the scheme is and what is objective are, that is not sufficient. You really have to go in depth. And in the material, everything was provided. So I made my own notes after looking at the material that was provided by you, and I revised them again and again. For ministries, I followed yours. So some people also say that there are few compilations provided by UPSC coaching institute. Some people follow that. I looked at those on the internet, but I found that for RBI exam, your material was the most relevant. What was required in the exam, because we did not had to write, descriptive answers from the schemes, but very factual. So that material was best. And for government schemes, I did through your material. I did not follow PIB. You provided me current affairs, ESI current affairs, and finance and management current affairs. So for phase one, I covered 4 months. For phase two, I covered 6 months before the exam. For phase two, I covered 6 months of ESI current affairs and finance and management current affairs. In that also, I made notes of my own so that I remember well the facts and figures. That is how I prepared.
I'll correct you. That was finance and banking current affairs, not finance.
I'm sorry. Yeah, finance. Yes, finance and banking and ESI. So I made notes out of that from the material.
Okay. So what will you advise to future aspirants for how many months they should stick to the current affairs for phase two part?
for phase two. Uh, there was just, if I can recall correctly, there was one question. The exam was in April, March. There was one question which was from the previous year March, but that was just one question. So if you discard that, 6 months is enough. Everything would be, if you do that correctly, if you don't miss out anything from the finance and banking and the ESI current affairs, that is covered. So 6 months is enough
I will
for
also
the current
add
affairs.
to this point that one question that on RBI circular was there. So I think
Yes.
3 or 4 questions were there total. So that was from the March 2020 circular, but
Yes.
that circular was recently withdrawn in January
Okay.
2021. So that's why that
Okay.
question was asked.
All
But
right. All
that's
right.
that circular was released in
Mhm.
2020, but
All
that was
right.
withdrawn due
Mhm.
to COVID in
All
2020.
right.
So that's why this question was asked. So
Was
6 months.
asked. 6 months is more than enough actually for the phase two current affairs, but you have to do that very thoroughly. Every fact and figure, that you have to prepare that in detail, I would say, for MCQ parts.
And for descriptive part, any practice you did, any mock test or any other source you followed?
Again, for descriptive, the problem was that I'm used to writing notes in my handwriting and I rarely type notes. So the major problem was, or the major challenge was, to acclimatize myself with the keyboard, which is in the exam. So again, the banking exams that I attempted, the mains exam of those, they had descriptive questions. So I did my practice there because they had a time frame that in this 15-20 minutes you have to write an essay and a letter. So that was my practice, because at home I spent my time preparing points for different topics that were in the exam. So practice I did in the exams. I think 1 week before the mains exam, I thought I would look at, I would try and write few essays in a time bound format. There were mock tests which were provided by you. I looked at the question and then I tried to uh, do, I write to, I think I wrote 1 or 2 essays at my home, or looking at, like, putting a timer on my mobile phone. But for the rest of the mock tests, I just saw the topics and I prepared points. And during the exam, some there were word limits. Some questions were for 600 words, some questions for 400. So I had, in the first exam that was conducted, I overwrote one answer and then I realized I have less time for the other answer. So that I corrected in the second exam. So in that I allocated proper time for that. So if you can prepare well in advance at home, that would be good. I corrected myself or improvised myself in the exam. Learning from the first paper, I did better in the second paper.
Okay.
But
And
that could have been better, I think, in my preparation, practicing more, because I think I had less time for descriptive because it was suddenly announced. So I spent more time preparing the points instead of writing them. But if now we know that this is how it is going to be, the future aspirants can practice writing descriptive at home few weeks before the exam.
okay. So now comes to the
Yeah.
finance and management. So what sources you followed, specifically finance? Most of students used to ask that one should follow RBI website FAQs specifically. They should read or they should prepare finance statistics specifically from the RBI website. And for management, they should read the standard reference books. Did
I
you
did not
follow?
follow any book. No, I did not follow any book which was recommended. And yes, certain people say that you should follow the RBI FAQ website, but I found that in the FAQs there were certain portions which were not updated. For example, if there is any circular which has come after that FAQ, the FAQ had old information. And I also found that your material was actually built out of FAQ. So every relevant portion which was part of syllabus and given in FAQ was covered in the material. So I trusted the material blindly. My focus was just to complete the material once and then revise. So I did not look at FAQs. In the initial phases, uh, sometimes when I Googled the meanings of certain things, then I would look at FAQs. But once I finished the syllabus, I realized that everything has been covered. And if any doubt arose, I looked at them there and then. And I did not follow any book. I just followed the material religiously.
For management part also.
Same. The management, I was studying it for the first time, all the theories, leadership, and motivation, and all of that. And I again made notes out of your material. And then I saw a few questions of mock test. And if there was anything missing, I would Google it then and include it in my notes.
Okay, one more question, Pallavi. That students are mainly have in their mind that someone from economics background, so she or he have some extra edge in this exam. So did you find this true that you were having some extra edge due to your economics background? Was it helpful for you, your previous background of economics?
I would say it was easier for me to read newspapers. It was easier for me to understand the concepts which were there in the material. But uh, if I talk about examination specific, no, I don't think that, because the questions are not very conceptual or in depth, they're very general. If they're asking about globalization, anyone who has studied globalization, irrespective of their graduation subject, can write on it. They were not very economic subject specific. So I had an advantage in terms of I did not have to look at the basics of economics to start with. If I was reading this the material, I had the basics clear, and the material is also very lucid. It's very clear. It's written in very easy language, so it's not very difficult. So I don't think I had an advantage. I just found things easier to learn because the basics were already clear. But in examination, I don't think it. I think it is equal for everyone who has prepared the syllabus thoroughly.
Okay, so next part is our English descriptive. That also has a great role in your selection because many
Yes.
students, those who scored less marks in English, were out last year exams. So English is also very important part. So how did you prepare for that? Any mock test or same thing like for the descriptive you did, or any mock test you attempted,
All right.
or any newspaper you followed for this? Because most of the students ask that what
Mhm.
they should follow the any newspaper articles for the English descriptive part.
All right. So there are three questions in the English paper. One is the RC, the other is Pressy writing, and the third question is the essay. So reading comprehension was very similar. It was on sand mining. If you look at any mock test, it was of the same level. Pressy writing, I saw a YouTube video, 2-3 YouTube videos just to know how to write a Pressy, and then I practiced 2-3 Pressys at home. The standard format is to reduce it to 1/3 of the size. So I tried to do that at home for 2-3 paragraphs. And for descriptive, they're not trying to assess your knowledge in the English paper. They just want to check your grammar, how you write, your uh, thoughts, how you process your thoughts. Is it logical? Is it sequential? That is what they want to know. The topics were also fairly general. Creative thinking in business, prevention is better than cure, and importance of computer language, if I can recall correctly. So they are not very difficult topics. These are very general, and these are not topics that you find in newspapers. This is general English. If somebody has a problem writing English, reading newspaper helps you uh, build the language. So your writing improves if you read a newspaper. So that is what the newspaper helps. But if you're fairly good at English, I don't think that you have to read newspaper specifically for this exams. These are general topics which can be attempted by anyone. And if you find difficulty, then yes, reading newspaper helps you. It helps you increase your speed of reading, which will help you in reading comprehension. It will help you frame answers better. So for that, you can use newspapers to build the language.
Okay, so next part is interview. So how did you tackle this interview as you were not having any experience? So,
All
and
right.
any mock interview you attempted, and what message you want to deliver to the future aspirant? What should they do specifically for interview? Because it also have 75 marks, and many of the students in the last 2020 scored very less marks in an interview. So, what was your
Yes.
experience? And yes.
All right. Sir, I think it is incorrect to say that RBI rejects people who do not have experience, because if that was the case, they would have mentioned it in the notification that we want people with 2 year experience or more than 2 year of experience. So they want people who are fresh graduates, or and I think they are indifferent between people who are fresh graduates or who have working experience, because working in RBI is a different experience. No, because it is one of a kind institution. So even if someone has working experience somewhere else, they will also have to learn things which are done in RBI. So how I prepared for RBI? First of all, I focused on my graduation subject, that is economics. I tried to just go through all the things that I did in the my graduation and later after that. So I did that, and then there is a book called Function and Workings of RBI, which you shared with me. I went through that. I read it. I made notes, and then I revised it again. It is good to know what the RBI does, and when you want to answer questions like which department you want to work in and what the RBI does, what are its functions, it is good if you have knowledge of the institution that you want to join. At this stage, I started following newspapers and all the things that were going on in the country. So I read Mint newspaper for interview just to keep myself updated. And I did attempt mock interviews. I attempted mock interview. Actually, I attempted mock interviews from various sources, but the interview that I attended with you, it was, I think, by Saurabh sir, if I'm not
Yes.
wrong. And it was the last interview which I gave. And his last words were that you have a very pleasing personality, you have a very charming personality. And I kept that to my mind that yes, this is what he has said, and this is what the interviewers would also think about me. So those were very positive words. Because in the other interviews, what they were telling me is that that you use your hands too much, this part is missing, that part is missing. So at that point, I was thinking I really need to study a lot for the interview. And there is still a lot of things which are lacking in me. But after the final interview which I gave, I think it is fine. Even if I don't know anything, I would just say that sorry, I don't know. But I just have to keep a very positive attitude in the interview hall. And that is how precisely my interview also went. It was very like quick interview. It was a 15-minute interview, and the panel was, I think, I don't remember the name, but this supposedly very grilling panel. Uh, but they started that your dad is in SBI, so you want to control your dad. That is why you want to join RBI. That is how he said jokingly. That is how the interview started, and then he went on. Why do you want to join RBI? What is the thing that is attracting you the most? Then there were questions about the current happenings, the Afghanistan, and then he said, as a student of economics, one day prior to the interview, the minutes of meetings had come of the MPC. So they asked me, don't tell us about what the members of MPC said. What is your view about the RBI's dilemma of growth and inflation? Then there were questions about privatization. It was very general interview, and they were nodding their heads, and there were no cross questioning. They were just asking questions one after the other, and that is how it happened. And then they said, "Yeah, you can go now." So it was very chilled out interview experience,
Okay.
actually. Yes.
So, one more question I want to ask that any other exam like that you said you have appeared in many exams. So, any other exam you have cleared parallel to this RBI?
Yes, sir. I cleared SBI PO, I cleared IBPS PO, and I also cleared FCAT and Army exams. I've also given interview for ECGC. The results have not yet been declared. So all these exams, but I did not join any organization because I wanted to join RBI. So I
Okay.
was waiting for this.
So these
Yes.
exams were cleared in 2020 or 21?
The examination process, some exams, these exams happened in 2020 also, but major of these were in 2021. The final results came in 21, I would say, the interview and everything.
Okay.
but the processes were in 2020 also.
Okay. So, what will be your message to the future aspirant in those who are preparing for this exam, RBI Grade B? So, what will be your message? What should they do during their preparation?
Okay. So there are few things which are very important. First is proper sleep. If you don't sleep properly during your preparation or during your exams, you will be grumpy the next day and then you can't study well. So if you sleep properly, if you take proper rest, the next day becomes very productive. Second, you should be doing things which interest you. For example, I like trekking and meditating and doing yoga. So I made out time for all these things also. For example, I practice yoga meditation daily and I went on treks on weekends. So that is what kept me happy and gave me fuel to study throughout the week. So doing things which make you happy is important. Thirdly, just knowing that this is just an exam and this does not define you. And one failure is not, even if you fail at this exam, it is not a very big thing because there would be other opportunities and you can try the next time. Even at my home, I told कि इस साल नहीं हुआ तो ठीक है तो बात नहीं अगले साल दे देंगे क्या हो रहा है. So at my home also there was no pressure on me that you have to clear this exam at this time. It was very chill that you study and you write the exam and everything would be fine. Not taking too much pressure and too much stress is important. And third, sticking to one source is the most important thing, I would say, because as a student, you want to read everything under the sun. कि ये ना रह जाए, ये ना रह जाए, यहाँ से ना question आ जाए, यार इस source से आ गया तो क्या करेंगे? But just sticking to one source and revising it again and again. I'm not saying that you have to subscribe to this particular course, but from my personal experience, I realized that this is the best material that is available if you want to prepare through a coaching's material. So, or if you are even if you are doing it yourself, then reading it from one source. If you want to make notes, you can make notes and study it regularly, revise it regularly, and just find joy in learning new things. If you take it as a burden, you can't motivate yourself daily. But if you think that you are learning something, you are gaining something, you are becoming a better person or a more knowledgeable person, then that keeps you motivated. Just thinking that I know more than the previous day, that is what keeps you motivated. So this is what I would like to advise.
Actually, I have also seen that many of the students have a habit of collecting material from here and there. That is
Yes.
also very difficult to cover so much material. So I will also advise to focus on one source, whichever you are following. Okay.
Yes.
So
Collecting too much material only gives you headache because you can never complete it.
yeah.
But if you have limited sources, you can complete it and you can also revise it. Actually.
So thank you, Pallavi. This session will help a number of students who have many questions in their mind, like RBI rejects experience. RBI rejects the people who don't have experience, and fresher candidate cannot clear RBI grade B in first attempt. So many of the students have this question also in mind that in first attempt it is very difficult to clear the RBI grade B exam. So this will clear this session will clear the doubts. So I will thank you for this session and congratulations again and best of luck for your future journey. And
thank you so much, sir. And one of the things that I liked the most about Tech Grade B was that I could contact you anytime through WhatsApp or phone, and you were always ready to help me. When I asked you, sir, अब इतने दिन रह गए अब कौन सा किस पे ज्यादा फोकस करना है किस पे ज्यादा
yes,
कौन सी मटेरियल करना है.
We are available.
Yes. So that was
24 into 7 for our students specifically.
Yeah. So that is the thing that I like the most, that I could contact you anytime and ask about my doubts and just to know what to study now and what to avoid, what to study. And and right from the beginning, when I purchased the course till the last day of the preparation,
actually this
you were
preparation is
there always to support.
exam preparation is a stressful process also, so you need to counsel the students also. That also that also give them confidence to prepare for this exam. So that's why we are a little bit different from other institutes. So thank you for such a wonderful feedback, and
Thank you, sir.
thank you so much for this.